All right, people, here we go. Welcome in. It is another shining example of exactly what not to do here by joining us on the NBA Tip-Off Show. It is powered by WagerTalk.com. I am only kidding. We've got the panel of all panels here today, including Tony Finn. And I apologize that Tony Bet Finn is joining us here today, as well as Dr. Chuck RX of SportsMemo.com and the legend there, Mr. Ski Profit. The dude's got profit in his name, people. What more do you need to know? WagerTalk.com for Tony and Ski. SportsMemo.com, along with that code of Chuck29, will get you every one of his plays for the next 3 days for just $29. Use Chuck29 at checkout. Even though we had a little bit
won the argument.
We had a little bit of a problem there earlier today with a gentleman confused 3 with 90 days or something along those lines, but we figured it out. Bottom line. And welcome all you lunatics in the chat room. Joining us once again for a Wednesday edition on this 29th of January. 6 games on the card here tonight. We will power through all of them. Quick recap of last night. Tony, you owe us money. You sucked.
I know.
You took Dallas. Screw you. I believe Chuck and I we had Phoenix, and not only do you suck because you didn't cover, you lost outright. All right, and take that, Porzingis and Doncic and everyone else over there. But by the way, shout out to whoever it was in the chat room yesterday. Was like Booker's gonna go off. He's gonna have a monster night, and said also we should use him in the props, which I did. So thank you very much, Booker.
Good for
huge
you,
night last night, and Phoenix just tough spot for Dallas. What are you gonna do? I mean, on the back-to-back over there, Dr. Chuck, it was a tough spot. It really was.
That was the only reason, I was on the very public fence before we got our increase in points there. I mean, I did like the Suns at the 6 or 6.5, and then Tony said take the 10, and I said hell yeah, yep. I'll take the 10 because I think you may not even have the winning team. And I mean, I guess if Doncic is going to be, it was a bad spot, but if he's going to be completely alone, we were talking off air, Tyler Johnson scored as many points as Porzingis and Hardaway Jr., and that's going to be a recipe for disaster. So it's a bad spot, and the Mavs
if one game makes a hero or makes your year, then congratulations, guys.
Right, but I already that was a side bet, and you sucked. So just own that you sucked. You paid us money, and we're good to go. That's all. No excuses here. Own up to it.
Am I making excuses?
I'm just saying.
I will suck again.
One game,
Trust
you
me.
owe us. I'm just keeping track.
I have
there.
sucked many times in the past, and I will suck again. Everyone,
that is
suck
absolutely
again.
correct. There is suckiness going on here. However, I will point out that the shits and giggles was just shits. There was no giggles last night because I included the Miami friggin' Heat. It's somehow or another, I thought that without the services of a few of their players in Boston, it would make the Heat just suck. Looked like they were at one too many Super Bowl parties already there, Ski. Very aggravating to watch that game unfold the way it did. And, congratulations. And the big thing I learned, too, last night was Boston was the first Eastern Conference team to actually beat them in Miami. The Clippers were the only other team, but nobody else in the East has beaten them. So, way to go, Boston! Congratulations, you suck too.
That's the East.
Yeah,
right. East. There's 3 teams in the East,
and
Philly ain't one of them.
Yeah, they suck too.
Yes, and on those Phoenix Suns, though, a couple more performances like that, they might get off my hell no list.
But put Phoenix in the East, and they not only make the playoffs, but one of the top 4 seeds.
Yes, absolutely. Good. Yeah. Don't listen to him.
Side bet.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you this too. As long as we're bringing up shits, how about Simmons last night? Let's talk about that Philadelphia team there. They were supposed to be lanes you could draw. You could pull a truck through. Where was the truck? What was that?
Hey, that truck was based upon Embiid not playing.
Yeah, that truck was filled as shit is what that truck was. It was
you
terrible.
Just get pissed off when Embiid shows up.
We're moving on here.
Shows up and performs.
It's just a good thing we're moving on here to winners today, including Tony's last night, though. Big shout-out to Tony with his over in the Milwaukee game. I thought it hit in the first half myself. They almost had 90 points in the first half. What the hell was that?
It was a fun game, wasn't it? It was exactly what we thought it would be, a fun game. 151, 130, come on. That's ridiculous.
Crazy. And I will say this, guys. We got to start coming to the realization here that as tragic and sad as it is, this The passing of Kobe has really given us a whole lot of new variants in the NBA right now with different games and different players. I think, Ski, that you have to take in. It's hard to account enough for the variants, but this is just another added layer, at least over the next couple of weeks, I think, and especially as the funeral come by and the whole the grieving process continues. There's going to be some guys, I think, that we are going to get maybe a little extra scoring than we anticipated. Guys are going to go out of their way to light other teams up and guys up. It's going to be very interesting to see how it unfolds over the next 30 to 60 days here.
Yeah, you've already seen a couple guys. You've seen Trae Young. You've seen Buddy Hield.
Yep.
I think Spencer Dinwiddie and Kyrie play tonight, so
that's
correct.
Mean,
you'll see some inspired performances coming going forward.
Yep.
And the Lakers, I'm sure they're going to show something on Friday. So
Yep.
Definitely an extra layer of handicap for these games coming up.
Yeah, you got to take it into consideration, and we'll start with a guy that's on his way back here tonight. Game number 1 here on the card tonight. The Chicago Bulls taking on the Indiana Pacers, and guys, the Indiana Pacers. It's been a while, but they welcome back.
Home Depot.
That's correct. It's Victor Oladipo tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Back, he is active, ready to go. Brogdon and Turner are listed as questionable. Don't know. Markkanen is out, right? Otto Porter's still out. Zach LaVine is being told as probable. So, but this is a really interesting spot here right now. We're talking about an opening line of 9 for Indianapolis, for Indiana rather, at home. It's 9.5 I'm seeing in some places, and the total opened up at 214. But let me ask you here, Tony. It's down to 213.5. Looks to continue to go that way, but I don't know how do you look at Home Depot's return here, and how is it an extra point? I mean, what are the guys telling you there, and your fake friends in Indiana?
Indiana.
Yeah, you're
Indiana.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Indiana. Is that? Never mind. Here's when this game opened, I expected the line to be. I expected the side, the point spread, to be a tad bit inflated, but it's not. It's not really inflated. This game was going to be 9 with or without Home Depot. It really was, in my opinion. And I thought this would be 11 as well. I thought that the books would say, okay, listen, Victor's back. They're playing Chicago. Chicago's got 10 players on the injury list. We have to inflate the side a little bit to make sure that we don't have a big liability. So that's it. I don't think it is. But this is one thing that I'm waiting for on this. I need to know whether Brogdon is playing or not. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. And I think for the most part, you guys will agree, and that is, with Brogdon, this team is so much better defensively, and it makes a difference on the total. They were in, where was Indiana? I think they were in Golden State one night. We talked about it, and then Brogdon was out, and guess what? I said, so over. It just blew up.
Yep.
This is the same way here. This number, this 215, is too low if Brogdon's not in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Victor has any success. If he doesn't come out and look like he's a rust bucket, this goes north the total. That's my opinion. So really, I'm on hold until I find out more about Malcolm.
It's funny, Doc. Indiana's still strong up front, and Sabonis and Turner themselves, pretty much a pretty good force there. I mean, when healthy, this team, their full complement, is going to be very interesting to watch as they bring Oladipo along. But how do you look at this one? You okay with laying almost double digits in this spot? I mean, is it just an instant fade to Chicago?
No. So I kind of agree with Tony that maybe the line's not right, but maybe there's a reason for that. And I would definitely want more information on those two guys, because I was pretty excited as soon as we found out, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were talking about it on the show. I was definitely going to be on the Bulls. We found out that this was the day he was going to come back, and it seemed like it was going to be extremely inflated, announced ahead of time, and all that stuff. And, the Bulls are hard to back. Mm-hmm. So it was going to seem like the line is going to be something that the public won't care to lay, considering, somebody that could have been an MVP type player is back.
Right. And
so I'd be Bulls or pass for sure. Don't know how many minutes Oladipo's getting, but yeah, the over, Indiana and an over is not fun either, but Chicago and an over is not extremely fun either too. But I agree, if Brogdon's not playing, this is going over.
Yeah, it's the injuries, Ski, really starting to take their toll here on Indiana. They are still a top 10 scoring defense. But there's only so much. It's great to have Oladipo back, but the sum of their parts isn't as good as obviously their whole. This is a scary team when they're all together, but it feels like they've never really had the full complement available, and they won't have it again tonight.
Definitely. And as far as the total, I agree. I mean, I like the under already, but if Brogdon's in, I think I definitely like the under. Pace-wise, last 5 games, you have Indiana at 25th and Chicago at 16th. The offense hasn't been there for Chicago, and both teams are playing defense, so I think it's definitely an under game. And as far as the spread, the first game when the player comes back, I'm not running to the window to back that team. Turner, I think he's not going to play. He didn't practice yesterday. I'm not running to the window to back Indiana. I'll probably look towards the total more.
Big shout out to Shedrick joining us there, Damien, and also Square 707 Stream PS4. Could you add a few more words and letters into that screen name? Would be great, brother. But he likes Chicago in the points. Caleb is trying to figure out which way to go, but Louis F. brings up a good point. The whole damn Bulls team is listed day to day. It's been like that the whole damn season, right? I mean, I don't know if it's a G League team or what the hell's going on. Great job there. Abby, +9 Chicago, and Jonathan Ramirez is just throwing Lakers three-peat. Not sure where that came in, but thank you anyway. Appreciate you coming by. And we will now agree that maybe the under is the way to look here, but keep an eye on Brogdon, guys, as the day progresses. Let's move on to the Memphis Grizzlies. Big win last night, I'll admit it. Denver, shit themselves. They were more shits than giggles yesterday. So congratulations, Denver, for blowing it. Memphis, great job at home. Now they find themselves in the Garden here tonight, guys. I'm looking at, let me just get a live line here. I am looking at a it's 2.5, 3 now for Memphis on the road against the Knicks. The total coming down, 224. I'm seeing 222s, 221.5. So, Tony, I'll start with you here. Back second leg here of the back-to-back for Memphis now in New York. The Knicks held tough against Charlotte, I believe, there, but ran out of steam there. What do you think in this game?
Well, I spoke to Memphis yesterday. I said that they fall in the same category, in my opinion, albeit slightly different schemes, that they fall in the same category as Orlando, the Magic, that they're good. They're a good team. They beat good teams. They don't beat elite teams every day. They should have probably been a little better yesterday. They should have. Well, let's put it this way. I like Memphis on the road. Don't care if it's who it's against. If they're in a good team and they're not laying big money, and they're not here. I mean, they're laying a bucket. In this case, if you don't even want to lay the bucket, then play the -140 on the money line. I like Memphis.
Interesting. Oh, you're going back. All right, the hell with the Knicks then. Talk to us here, Doc. Where are you going in this one?
Absolutely, I agree. I was afraid Tony was about to get to the I feel like they're like the Magic, and on the road I would fade them. But no, I'm definitely Grizzlies here. Both teams are on no rest, and both teams have to travel, and so you don't even have an advantage for the Knicks in that spot. And exactly what I was worried about with the Knicks is what happened last night, and if they're not going to, transitive property's bad going forward with gambling, but if they can't even put 4 quarters up against the Hornets last night, who had lost 8 in a row and had an offense rating of 90 with a net rating of -20 over the losing streak, and they still put them away and held them to 92 points. The Grizzlies have something to play for. So on a back-to-back, they're not going to be wasting time celebrating a Nuggets victory at home. They're going to go and take care of business against an Eastern Conference foe, which we said is the lesser conference, and they have a bunch of young guys that are not worried about celebrating a win. They're going to go win the games they need to win because they potentially feel the possibility of playoffs.
Yeah, no, it's they definitely have something to play for sure. At least that's what they're telling us too. So, Ski, what do you think here? The total's creeping down though, man. 224. It's being bet down, man. So are we anticipating a little less scoring because of the trial and the situation with these two teams tonight?
That's what we've been seeing between these two teams lately. Memphis under 6 of their last 8, New York under 6 of their last 7 games. But I'm just not sure. I always just think Memphis can get people to run to their pace. So I'm shy to bet a Memphis under, even though they have been going. I would look towards the side. I agree with these guys. Both teams on a back-to-back. Memphis 4-2 against the spread on the second of a back-to-back. New York 2-4 on the second of a back-to-back. Memphis, as Doc said, they're on that eighth seat as far as the playoffs. If we were to start today, I think they're sniffing those playoffs and they want to continue. They're 17-71 against the spread their last 25. Give me Memphis, the short number.
Memphis short number here tonight. Love that. I think this is going to be a fun game. Big shout out to our boy Public Enemy 508, Brockton, Massachusetts in the house. The 508 City of Champions. Enjoy it because it'll be another 30 years before you get one, my friend. But no, we love you, man. Welcome in here. Public Enemy 508 in the house. Stanley likes New York in the first half, man. What do you think, first half, Mr. Chuck? Knicks in the first half, something you'd be interested in looking at?
Exactly not.
Okay, good. Very good.
I am completely opposite that. So
Okay.
good effort, and I guess the side bet between you and I there, Sawbuck.
I'm just throwing it out there. That was Stanley in the
Not
chat
you.
room, not me.
No,
Don't be
not
putting
you,
words in my
Stanley.
mouth. All right, you and Stanley work your shit out. All right, I don't want to hear it.
Memphis, over the last 3
No,
games.
no side bets with the audience. We're
Okay.
going to get in trouble.
No side bets with the audience, but last 3
We're in
games,
trouble.
Memphis is the best first half team there is. Best offensive rating, best defensive rating, best net rating. They run at a high pace and they start quick and have you hurting by the time you get to the locker room.
All right, perfect. Love it. Let's do this here now. Let's look at the Pistons and the return of Kyrie here tonight to the Brooklyn Nets at the heading to the Barclays Center, I believe. There, 5.5 is what it opened up in. It's been pushed up to 6.5. The total also getting pushed up here, guys. 224 to 227. It does look, if I'm not mistaken, here that let me just double check. It looks like Drummond is questionable. Derrick Rose is back active here. Kyrie, DeAndre Jordan, both active. So. Tony, I'll start with you here. It seems that the Kyrie love is on its way back, and we are fading the hell no Detroit Pistons on the road. I don't know. Are we giving too much here, though? You trust the Nets at home?
Well, I think this number is right. I don't see much inflation here. This is honestly, guys. We've talked about this. We've beaten a dead horse, and I think those are our listeners and those who follow the show will know that these are the type of two teams where, for me, the situation has to be pretty good. It has to be right. It has to be. It's a coin flip. It was a 5-point. This is a coin flip game. I find no edge either way. In fact, I find more unknowns than I find any slight edges. And these are the kind of games that I tuck my tail and run from as fast as I can before I get some genius idea that basically I'm searching and reaching and trying to find an edge and talk myself into it that is not there. I'm pretty good at this. I've got over the years running away. I run away from this game. I run fast.
Are you running? Good.
I'm running. I'm running fast.
It's been a while. Who was president last time that took place? God damn, Tony. Holy Jesus, running. We don't want you running, man. Ski, talk to me before he starts running. Do you like either side of this? Is this a hell no Detroit regardless?
You know it. I'm not back in Detroit. 1-4 against the spread the last 5. I said it. Unless they have Luke Kennard out there, I don't really want to look their way. And Brooklyn, they haven't been playing too well either. But we talked about it earlier. They could have some inspired performances tonight.
Yep.
Dinwiddie just changed his number. Kyrie playing for his mentor. I would be Brooklyn or pass, and I would probably look for a prop on either one of those guys over their point total.
Yep, like that. I'll grab that here. Dr. Chuck, talk to us here, man. Sportsmemo.com. Chuck29 on checkout gets 3 days every one of his plays, which will be about 48 of them just tonight alone. Head over to Chuck29 there at Sportsmemo, and for $29. How you looking at this game? I know you're looking at this game, so what do you think?
So Ski brought up one of the aspects I'm looking at. So get ready for everyone in the audience to hate my prop bet. But yeah, I love that Kyrie bet too. The Pistons don't do a lot of. They don't seem to concern themselves with holding people down a little bit at all. I think D Rose has a lot to do with that, and people try to score with him. And I think Kyrie, you're not going to get a good number because we're talking about it now, and Kyrie has talked about it, and it's just so you're not going to get it a good number. I don't know what the points plus assists plus rebounds is going to be on him right now, but it would definitely be, we mentioned earlier on the show in previous weeks, the Nets are one of the better home against the spread bets in the first half. It's on the other way as they haven't played so well at home recently. They're like 2-5 in their last 7 home games, and it's gone that way in the first half as well. But they're still, I think, 14-8 against the spread in the first half, and so I would look to that if I had to make a play on this game. But I lean more towards Tony, where I'm afraid of what the Nets become when Kyrie literally is a black hole, and so yeah, I don't think he's going to pass much at all.
You don't think he's going to pass at all here tonight? You're not confident at all, huh? Not going to. It's just going to be the Kyrie shirt. Is that where we're looking here?
You'll be shooting. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be one of those games. Tony's running it from Ski.
Going for 81.
Yeah. Ski is not afraid. He ain't running with Tony. I'll tell you that right now. It ain't happening, man. Which brings us to Tony's favorite team, the game of the night, guys. The Utah Jazz, baby. The Jazz. Yes, the Jazz on the road taking on the San Antonio Spurs. The Jazz, Tony, are 5-point road favorites here. 221 is the total. I'm seeing 221, 220 and a half. So, Tony, I'll start with you. They are your team. The Utah Jazz coming off an embarrassing ass whooping by the Houston Rockets there. So talk to us, man. How you? Well, actually, I shouldn't say the G League team of the Houston Rockets. Talk to me here. How do you like the Utah Jazz here tonight on the road in San Antonio?
You guys know. I've told you, although I really don't have to tell you, that I can remember what happened 5, 10, 15, 25 years ago. I can't remember what happened 5 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. Here's the deal. I do remember this, and I do remember as soon as you asked me last time, and Utah was given 14, I said out loud as I can scream this, guys, if Utah's laying double digits anywhere, you fade them. I like Houston. They've been playing great basketball, and this is what happens. What happened to Utah in Salt Lake City in their last game against Houston is what happens to teams who pay attention to injury reports and lineups like we do, and that is they kind of step back and say, I'm kind of tired tonight. I think I'm gonna take the night off. At least defensively, I'm gonna take the night off. Houston, as bad as that bench is, give those an opportunity to start and play a full game, and you saw what they can do. They're capable. It's unfortunate that they don't seem to do the same things when they're only getting 10 or 15 minutes a game. So let's get to the Utah point. Let's put it this way. I think this is a great situation for Utah because of what happened, as you described, in their last game. And they are, at every single position on the court tonight, better than San Antonio. And where San Antonio has advantage is at the coaching position. Coach Pop can take Snyder and put him over his knee and spank him, and there's nothing Snyder can do about it. That's what I think. Here we go. We're going to talk about coaches and players. I'm sure I'm going to get all kinds of gif. I'm going to get drive-bys after drive-by after drive-by on Twitter. Snyder can't coach. He can't coach. He can. He's a coach, and maybe he'll get better as he gets older. But he's still only about 21. I think about 22, something like that. Utah's better every position, and I expect a big game from the big man inside. And I like the over. In fact, I like both sides of this game. I think you play Utah, lay the 5, play the over. The over I think is a value-packed play over this total because if I'm not mistaken, what Utah averaged over the last couple 3 weeks? Haven't they averaged about 125 points a game? And they've played better. And they've played better defenses than San Antonio. Over Utah, over the total. Bam.
So Utah over the total. You're going that way because you couldn't go without actually having an over the anything with Utah there. So Ski, talk to me here. I feel like this is a sawbuck coming somewhere along the line. Talk to me about this Utah game here and whether or not San Antonio, most of the year has been a hell no for you. Talk to me.
Yeah, I hated this show. Me and Tony just agreed too much. So I'm rolling with Utah in this one. San Antonio doesn't have Aldridge. I think they're going to really miss him tonight. Utah, as Tony
kill him.
Yeah. As Tony said, Utah's pretty much outclassed them all the way down the board. They've been playing better. 13-3-1 against the spread their last 17 games. Offensive rating, they're 8th. Defensive rating, they're top 10 in every category. Give me Utah. And as far as the total, Spurs, I don't trust them to stop anybody on defense. Spurs, they play better when they play faster. Utah, I don't think their defense is as good as it is at home when they're on the road. So I want to say also Utah, off of a loss, their last 7 have went over. So I like over, and I like Utah.
He's going over, going Utah. Dr. Chuck, that brings you with your Chuck29 code there over at sportsmemo.com. Get 3 days of Dr. Chuck there for $29. Talk to me, man. Who you liking tonight in this game?
Well, I'm definitely more like Tony in that last game. I am not going to be involved in this game at all, but it's because pretty much that number's right. Like it's weird for the Spurs to just be in these spots. They're just not that good. And like he brought up Aldridge. Isn't one of my favorite players as far as backing when you're going on a spread, but this is about right. I feel like the Jazz are in the vicinity of winning this game by 6 points or so, and I would probably have been under or pass. So I am not going to make that a side bet, but partly because of Aldridge and partly just because I think the Jazz. So I don't trust the Spurs to stop anybody. Obviously, that's not really how they've been winning games, but there's something about it that just doesn't quite feel right. It's like an 80-20 split over ticket-wise, and it dropped a half point. So I'm going to take a page out of Ski's playbook last week when I was touting the Grizzlies, and he said, "Why ain't that line moved?" And so I would be under or pass, but let these guys take the over.
All right, so they're going over here in this game, Utah Jazz, San Antonio Spurs, which leaves us here. We'll move on down to OKC, Sacramento here, guys. OKC back tonight. I'm wondering, do we have an update here on the Sacramento? Chris Paul looks like he is active again, and Bagley is out. So really, outside of he's back, Adams is not on the list anymore, and I know, Ski, this has been a sticking point for you with OKC on the road in Sacramento. They're laying 3. It looks like 3.5 in some spots. 220.5 is the total. Adams is playing. So is Chris Paul. What do you think here?
You know what time it is, Joe. It's OKC. You got Adams, you got CP3.
It's hell yes time, baby. It's hell yes time.
We've been riding them. Their last 14 games on the road with 1 or less days rest, 13-0-1. Give me OKC. When they play these lesser teams, they're 14-6 against the spread. Offense, defense, rebounding, all better. Sacramento, I know they had a little comeback effort, but I'm not sold on them. They're 2-10-1 against the spread their last 13 home games. And Sacramento, I just don't trust them. I'll keep it as that. Give me OKC. We're going to continue to ride them.
OKC continuing to ride. Talk to us here, Tony. Finn, where you going? OKC, or are you going to ride? Are they your ride and die? What's going on here?
Well, the last time was Ski. I think it was Ski. The last time we had OKC playing and we had a show. I think we both liked the over. We liked the over because the Kings. Who were the Kings playing that night? That's just been 5 minutes ago, so I've forgotten. But we had the over. It was the night
Minnesota.
They made that.
That was Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. We both of us feel the same way about Towns. If anybody wants to look at the numbers, look at the numbers. When Towns was out for those 12 or 13 games, Minnesota's defense had a higher efficiency rating. Because when he's in the lineup, he despises defense. He likes the ball. He likes scoring. He despises defense. And I like the over in that game. And what happened? 17-point lead with 2.5 minutes, guys. In our lifetime, and those who are listening, if you watch that, you're privileged because you're not going to see that very often. A team come from 17 points down against another professional team in 2.5 minutes.
Right.
Not happening.
Right.
Not happening. It's the equivalent scoring being down 10-0 in the ninth inning of a baseball game and scoring 11 runs and winning it. That I've seen 9 runs. I've seen it personally. That doesn't happen. Long story short, I like the over in this game. If Walton has any clue of how his team performs at their best and how they like to play, it's up tempo. And you saw what this team's capable of if the energy and the effort and the desire, attitude is to play fast. And if they play fast, they have a much better chance than if they're trying to defend. I have not liked what I've seen from them defensively, and I understand Bagley's gone. I understand they've had some injuries, but why not play the over in this game? I think the number's right. I think the numbers have value, should I say?
Over. All right, we're going over in this game. Over tonight. Sacramento there and OKC. Ski's loving OKC here, and Finn loves the over. What say you, Dr. Chuck?
It's hard not to like OKC. I mean, I'll attack it even in a different way. There's a lot of different things OKC's doing right. I mean, that's what's great about this show. It's a gambling show. I mean, we were talking yesterday about how the Lakers are the best futures bet. The Thunder are it's a wasted futures bet. It doesn't matter. But we talk about them every day because it's a good investment with your money. They're the second best first half team on the road. I think they're they're over 2/3, 15-7 or 15-6 against the spread on the road. Kings aren't a very good first half team, and without Bagley in there with Paul, and it seems like everybody's healthy, and I think Ferguson might even play. So I really like the Thunder in the first half. Just in general, you're going to get like a pick 'em or a -1, and even if you just take the money line in the first half just to be extra safe, you're going to get -125 at worst, -130, I think, and it's just going to be I don't know what a team does after they come back and outscore someone by 20 points in the fourth quarter and then play overtime,
right,
and then come back home and play another game. So I don't know. But that's another reason that I would fade them in the first half here, in addition to the records.
Now, let me ask you, because it's interesting in the chat room, too, that we're getting, I think, Chris Paul over, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like Arabo Allen likes Chris Paul over 16.5 tonight, and I don't think that's a bad prop at all. I could definitely see Chris Paul coming in and dropping 20 points here tonight rather easily, Ski.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, as we said, inspired performances. He didn't play the last game,
right?
So I could definitely see that this game. And I did want to mention one more thing. The last time these teams played, Sacramento came back. They were down 14 points, and they won. So OKC remembers that game.
In a low-scoring game.
Right,
and
exactly.
One last thing.
Yeah.
Last 13 times, Sacramento's been a home dog, and they're coming off an away win as a dog. They're 1-11-1 against the spread. Fade them.
Exactly. And then speaking of inspired performances, I mean, who's going to play down there? So there's no Bagley or Holmes. So is Bielisa the center?
Yeah. So you guys are fading the Kings in the first half here. There's some confusion in the chat room just to be sure here. Doc, you're fading them, correct?
I am playing Thunder first half.
You're playing the Thunder the first half over there. Tony likes the over, and Ski is all over OKC, but we do agree with the prop bet of Chris Paul. We do like that over the 16.5, and I got to tell you, the Steven Adams prop, 19.5. If he can get 25 minutes there by our friend Louis F. there in the chat room bringing it up, it's a good point. Last
Who's
two
down
games, it's been a lot of right. Who's going to stop him in that situation there, right, Ski?
Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a value. I think I like the Brooklyn game better, but I'm not mad at either one of those props.
Perfect. All right, let's go. Let's clean it up here with the last game of the night. Then we'll get to these best bets. Houston Rockets, Portland Trailblazers, guys. Opens up as Houston 1.5. I'm seeing 2.5 here now. 235.5. Now up to 238.5 for a total. I'm going to guess that Harden and Westbrook are playing here tonight, although I guess it doesn't make a difference, really, because they've got Gordon, right? So really doesn't make a difference. He's going to drop 75 points in there and just ruin everybody's, teasers and parlays and straight-up bets. So kiss my ass, Houston. I don't hold grudges. That's the best part about it. Portland at home here, though. And Dame Lillard, guys, I don't know if you guys have noticed, just take his over props right now. The guy has been an absolute scoring machine the last 6 games, or he's averaging at least 35 a game. It's been nuts. So talk to us here, Tony. Yes, it is definitely a one-man show in Portland, but that one man has proven he can hang with anybody and keep this team close.
Yeah, and the first thing I put a note for myself on this for the show, and that was to ignore what you see as far as that 235.5 all the way to 238.5. Mm-hmm. Ignore it because this at the books that I trust and I find responsible and reliable. The game actually opened up 237. I would have said originally I like the over, and if I don't know where to look or don't do my due diligence, then I would look and say, well, I've lost value because it was 235.5. It will never 235.5 ever at the places that I respect. It was 237 open. So point and a half is still a little bit, and that did happen early this morning. So it was some sharp money in this game. We're back to two teams that really want to play at pace. I mean, Houston has always inflated. The totals are always inflated in Houston games, and if take the guys that have the stats in front of them. I try to go off as much memory as I can for 5 minutes. But Houston has not been a team that you could cash on the over. They haven't been. They did. If you remember last time I played them the over, and we talked about how bad they've been to the over. But in this game, both these teams believe, at least I think we all agree, Portland needs to play at pace if they're going to win.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So, in that case, it's a pretty big number for Houston. Not that they've never been there before. They're there all the time, but they can't get over it. So, I still think everybody's going to be fresh in this game. And McCollum's back, and as you said, Harden, Westbrook, everyone's fresh. If I'm going to play this game, I'm going to play the over.
Let me, by the way, just you're getting a shout out there. Can we see the sweatshirt? Tony, what is that exactly? Yeah,
It's a strip club over just about block from my house.
Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? I swear that looks like the WagerTalk sweatshirt we were supposed to get like 2 months ago, but it just somehow must have got lost in the mail, like JD. I guess. Whatever. I'm on my way to the studio. I found it at the studio. Whatever. I know why JD sent you that. It was strictly so when they find you wandering the streets, they know where to return you. That's why. Ski, talk to me.
To the strip club.
Yeah, I know what's going on. Ski, talk to me in this game. Houston, it keeps going up, man. 238.5 from 235.5. I get it. They can score, but are they going to score tonight?
Yeah. First, before I forget, that Lillard prop, all those points, or a lot of them, CJ McCollum, I think, was out for a few games.
Yeah.
So he had to do everything. Mm-hmm. So he should be back going today. And granted, he is going against Westbrook. You know, those two go at it. So he wants to show up tonight, too. So it could be a good look still. Portland, they're fade material. 0-5 as a home dog versus competition. They're 6-13 against the spread. They've covered 1 out of their last 5 games. They're 3-12 their last 15 as a dog. I'm not touching Portland the way that they're playing right now. They're free falling. I mean, they can try to save their season, but I don't really see it happening. Houston, 5-3 as a road dog. This is a game Westbrook is going to get up for. I think everybody will get up for this game for them, and it's also another revenge game. They just played on January 15th. Houston lost by 10, and like I said, Westbrook hates Lillard. It's a game that they'll remember. I think Houston comes to play, and I think Houston gets the job done. And as far as the total,
where the fuck did Doc go? What is this shit? Where is he? What? Are you serious? Here. Is he kidding me? He's kidding. You're shitting me, dude. Really? You just in the middle of a show, you just get up and what?
Ran out of beer.
There's a little bit of extra crying going on here.
Well, yeah, don't slam 18 beers before you do the damn show, and you won't have to take a leak in the middle of it. Like, you got to be kidding me.
This is number 18. Simmer down.
Oh, my word. I cannot. What a most unprofessional bag of shit. Let me hear you, Ski. Give me the total, please, before he leaves again.
Well, both teams been playing pretty fast. Houston second in pace over their last 5 games. Portland 11th. 2 top 10 offensive rated teams over their last 5. Playing any defense at all. So I agree with Tony. Both teams have been playing towards the over the last 5 for Portland. Over 4 of the last 6 for Houston. I would agree that it probably goes over the total in this one.
Yeah, I'm especially at the last couple of days. I mean, to take an under, you got to be with 2 teams like this. You got to be high. Well, maybe we are. All right, Dr. Chuck. Before you have to go drop a deuce here, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you got going on?
Hey, my shits take a little longer than that.
Oh, great. Warn us next time. Send up a flare gun. Like, what do you?
That was too much information.
My God.
So, yeah, there's a interesting trend which Tony will love. That Portland has actually two games in a row they've shot over 50% from 3, and I don't know if I missed that when I'm running out for all the crying. But and the over in those spots is 7 out of the last 10. So yeah, I mean it's a big number, and I'm not excited to back it because you never know when Harden's gonna throw up one of his 1 for 17s, and Westbrook might. What do you say, Joe? Westbrook likes to shoot 50 times. He makes about 4 of them.
That's correct.
So I mean, you never know what you're going to get with that, and so the total's always going to be inflated, like Tony was saying. And so I don't love it. And like he said, it didn't move as much because I suppose bookmaker probably guessed wrong and threw out something a little bit smaller than some other sharper books thought would be where they would start. And so I mean, if you were able to get bookmaker at that 235. I bet that's really solid ticket to be holding right now. But
you couldn't get more than 500 anyway. That's their limit overnight number. So
exactly. Yep.
Still, but I mean, it would be over or pass.
All right, so it's got to be over a pair. Nobody can certainly hit the under there.
But don't, and we talked about this yesterday, and I said that the number that I use is 210, and 210 is a ridiculously high number considering what 5 years ago probably the number that I would have used is like 196 or something.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that, because I read something on a forum where it said, "Oh my God, I should just be betting every NBA over and I'd be rich." Well, no, it's as much of a coin flip as anything in database history, and in fact, if you did that forever, you'd be losing you'd be hemorrhaging money in houses and cars and everything like that. It just looks that way, but it's not. Don't do that. Just
I'm looking at the Lillard. I'm looking at the Lillard prop right now. I got 35.5 points and rebounds together. I also have Lillard 3.5 3-pointers made, which again, and to your point there with CJ McCollum ski. Some of these, it looks like some of these Lillard props they're a little overinflated. 39.5 points plus assists, 43.5 points, rebounds and assists, and I don't see that happening. I think it's a little inflated in this game, and especially with McCollum there tonight. So I think there's some value in the under in some of those Damian Lillard props. So tread carefully because they
see you coming.
Yeah, they see you coming exactly here. All right, best bets here time, guys, as we go around the horn. 6 games on the card. A quick reminder, of course, Dr. Chuck, code is Chuck29, 3 days, $29 every one of his plays at sportsmemo.com. Don't forget Tony Finn and the Profit Man, Mr. Ski Profit, over at WagerTalk.com. Get there today. Plays are up and ready to rock and roll for tonight. So, Tony Finn, we'll start with you. Best bet, my man. Where are you looking?
I'm going to stick with, I was pretty passionate about Pop spanking Mr. Snyder, Coach Snyder. I'll stay with the over in San Antonio on the Riverwalk. I like Utah to score 125 themselves, so I like the over.
Yeah. By the way, Lou, I do like the Lillard over 3.5 3-pointers as well. I think there's value in that one, but the points, rebounds, and assists, be careful with. Talk to me here, Dr. Chuck. Where are you going?
So we talked about it a little bit earlier. I probably would say my best bet is the Thunder first half, which I think you can get. I mean, if you're staring at them right now, is it already 1.5?
Yes.
I mean, what's the money line? 130 then?
Yes.
I would either one of them. Either one of those is good if you don't want to sweat out that it's going to be a 1-point lead. I don't think that's something to worry about with the Kings off of that game and in this spot back home. But and then, like we mentioned, the same game, if you wanted to do a prop, because you could fade my props based on Ben Simmons was terrible last night. Steven Adams, I don't know who's going to stop Steven Adams.
I'm with you there.
Yeah. So I don't know who's going to stop him on the glass. I guess it's Bielisa. So good luck.
I got Steven Adams 7.5 rebounds. I'm looking at here, guys, at -115. I think it's a no-brainer. They hit the over on the rebounds there, certainly for Adams here. So I do like that. And Rudy Gobert, how about 17.5 rebounds and assists? He could have a monster game too, as well. I'm looking at. Talk to us, Ski. Best bets time. Where are you going?
I like your Lillard 3-pointer thing, and I like your Adams rebounds.
Yep.
But as far as best bets, I was gonna probably go with Tony on that over, but I'll rock with Houston. The number is what, 2.5 now?
2.5. Yep.
Yeah, Houston. I talked a lot about them, but when they're a favorite and they won their last game as a dog, 13-1 straight up, you're pretty much just asking them to win. Fade Portland. Portland sucks, so I'll take Houston.
You're gonna go Houston. All right. So here's what we're gonna do here tonight, guys. I'm gonna take a page out of our friend Brandley there in the chat room. We're gonna go shits and giggles tonight on his word. So if they suck, tomorrow we'll just come in and we will rip him apart here tomorrow. So let's do it. We're going shits and giggles. OKC, the Jazz, baby, and we'll go Memphis too. We'll back Memphis tonight to get the job done. So let's go OKC, Jazz, Memphis. And throw the Portland over in there if you're feeling frisky. And definitely Dame Lillard over 3.5 3-pointers tonight. Definitely like that one as well.
How about this?
What do you got?
road favorites in the NBA on the shits. That will be a giggles. If we hit this one, that's definitely it's definitely time for some celebration and some giggles in that one.
And by the way, shout out to, again, the 508 Public Enemy. If those are your picks that he stole and I read them wrong, I apologize. We'll give you credit tomorrow if they win, and we'll rip his ass tomorrow if they lose. How's that? We'll
Free beer tomorrow. Free beer tomorrow.
Listen, I ain't talking to you until you send that damn jersey and that sweatshirt to those who should be wearing it. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous there. Why does Tony Finn get jerseys and we get Ungats? We get these things behind us here.
I work 23 hours a day.
Oh, sell that shit to somebody else. Don't forget Dr. Chuck.
I got a jersey, didn't I?
These two dudes in the middle. Don't forget sports. WagerTalk.com, somewhere in there. And don't forget, of course, like these videos, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. WagerTalk TV, SportsMemo TV, across all these working platforms. Good luck with no matter what you're going to do here tonight, guys. Good luck with your plays. We'll be back tomorrow, breaking it down, making fun of each other, making fun of you. You'll make fun of us. It's just endless hamster reel that we're on. It's fantastic. Why?
There was no fence or pay me bitch talk. So hey,
listen, dude, you disappeared for 20 minutes of the show. You're the most unreliable dude. That's it. No more show for you. Unbelievable.
Who is your favorite team? Everybody.
The Jazz, baby.
No.
Oh,
Who's your favorite team, Ski?
Yeah. What? Ski?
Who's your favorite team, Ski?
Ski, where you going? I got a side bet here. Talk to
me. You trying to get a side bet going?
Who's your favorite team, Ski?
Who you got?
Doc, who's your favorite team?
Tony's favorite team is the team you bet on. Ski's favorite team is the Lakers.
A team you got money on. That's your favorite team.
I love that. That is some Confucius shit right there, Tony Finn. That's really good. I'm gonna have to lay down now with that kind of shit you just roll out there. And by the way, you fly down, Doc. Everyone in the chat room is making fun. I can't handle this shit. Guys, good luck. Enjoy the games here tonight. Come back and join us tomorrow. We'll break it down and unfortunately do this all over again. So good luck, fellas. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Unfortunately, it is what it is. God damn.